I just gotta say. All right. Before I go into the intro, guys, that song kind of fits the new theme. So this is Late Night with Sean. I got a special guest, Chancy, or Chauncey, as our friend David from the UK would say. How you doing, Chancy?
Hey, he can't help it. That's just how he talks.
That's just how he talks, man. Hey, so I was watching the intro, and I was like, "Late Night with Sean." It sounds like a late night intro video.
Right?
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. So, uh, I just literally on the fly developed this new concept, Late Night with Sean. Not a new concept, but it's a concept nonetheless, where we're going to bring people in. We're going to talk movies, music, hobbies, interests, stuff like that, stray away from some of the more monotonous talk and conversation. Just have a little bit of fun. You down for that, Chancey?
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, we talked about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes about just a bunch of different things: movies, music, wrestling.
Yeah?
Uh, yes, we got a ton of stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. Uh, music. How influential has music been in your life?
Oh, and it is impossible to describe. Indescribable. Like literally. Like I started off with classical because I would watch Looney Tunes. And then they used a lot of classical music because, free rights and whatnot. And I was like I said, I got really into classical music, like Beethoven, Bach, Paganini, and I was like 5 years old, and I went over to my aunt's house because my mom was taking me there to babysit her, and she had this one of them killer, full-fledged stereo stands,
Mm-hmm.
and she was listening to Black Sabbath. And it was just starting to, so it's got the rain and everything. And I'm just kind of standing by this record player, and all of a sudden it just hits that boo, boo. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Because literally outside of that, like it was just like oldies, like Motown, which I love Motown and all that other shit. And or like, maybe ZZ Top or the Eagles or something for classic rock. Like I heard nothing like anything close to Iron Maiden or Black Sabbath or Judas Priest or any of those greats that were around the exact same time and the same stuff my mom had me listening to like simultaneously. I almost felt betrayed. My mother picked me up. I said, "How could you do this to me, mother?"
Why didn't you tell me about these things? These great bands. Jesus. Yeah, I was telling you before we started recording, I was raised in the backwoods of Maryland, not too far from where I'm at now. And I was raised by my grandparents. I listened to like old like country music, like Travis Tritt and Randy Travis and all them. And
Hey, Randy Travis ain't nothing to just spit at, though.
well, Randy Travis before he got clean, sober, and went to God, like
Well, okay,
the fun
yeah.
Randy
So
Travis,
right,
and then like Christian music, like that was well in the oldies, so like Elvis,
yep,
which Elvis, the Beatles, Mom and Pops, like all of them, and
yep.
I was raised on those foundations, and Elvis is probably my favorite artist of all time.
Ah, shame on you, son. You need a role model. See, I love. See, you say Elvis is your favorite artist ever, and my favorite artists are the people that fucking Elvis stole from. Like,
Very
like
true.
I love Muddy Water and Robert Johnson,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Lead Belly and like all those, I'm like, oh, oh,
Well, I gotta say, I think Elvis was my favorite artist of all time because that's what was flooded into my head. Because my grandpa had the slick back hair, and he had Elvis everywhere, and so like I I idolized my grandfather and emulate. I tried to emulate my grandfather to a point. Uh,
now, now we break through to the subject matter.
Yeah, and so like Elvis became my favorite artist of all time. I have a lot of favorite artists of all time. I can't
Oh
stick.
yeah,
I can't stick to one.
I couldn't even try to pick one if you made me. Like off the top of my head, if I'm have to pick like a favorite singer, Mike Patton from Faith No More.
Ooh,
He, I mean, like not only did he do like Mr. Bungle and Faith No More, he does this. I don't even know. I'm so ashamed of not knowing what it's called. I'm so uncultured. It's this thing where it's like literally it's a privilege to be requested to come and sing. It's like an Italian choir,
wow.
and he's done it numerous years. So the man can clearly sing in like fluent Italian.
Yeah.
So like, and he's got, and then I know he beat Axl Rose in studio for range differential,
Wow.
which was a pretty big deal. And but yeah, I'd have to literally break it down to like basic every single thing if I'm gonna have to pick like an artist. Well, what do you
Yeah.
mean favorite artist? Like favorite guitar player? Ooh, I
Yeah.
don't know. Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe go back a little further.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My favorite, I would have to say my favorite vocalist, and it's going to be like newer generation of the past 20 years or so is Corey Taylor.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he's good.
I and it's not so much. I mean, he's got a good vocal range, and the man can sing, but it's the lyrics behind the music that really do it
Yeah,
for me. And like Snuff really hit me in my chest when I was going through some shit. And I was like, no, why? Why do I have to hear the song now? And it really rocked me. And that's when I started digging deeper into Corey Taylor and like listening to all of Slipknot and all of Stone Sour and
yeah.
fucking and Maynard. God damn it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't like that's in and of itself its own category. Like which one are we like Pussifer or fucking like you got Tool, fucking I
Perfect
always
circle.
forget Perfect Circle. That's so yeah. The fuck like they're for like that debut album they had is just like everyone always enjoys so many album or so many songs off of their second album, but I think that their debut album, uh, I think it's Mere Day Norm. I think it might be called. I'm not
Yep.
100%, but that is just fucking epic.
Yeah.
And then you got shit like Guar and Dog Fashion Disco. I mean,
Yeah.
I love bands like that. Mr. Bungle highly influenced Dog Fashion Disco, and I didn't even realize that until I was like prepping for a maniacal music musing show because
Mhm.
I chose Mr. Bungle, and I was like, "Fuck! I can literally hear the Dog Fashion Disco out of this song and this song and this song."
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And then like, we're talking about grunge earlier and like some of the more old not I mean grunge. Wow, to think that that would be said as classic. That's not classic,
Yeah,
but
sadly it is now.
yeah, it is now. It's crazy when people say, "Oh, you were born in the 80s or the 90s, you're old." Like, fuck, I am old.
Yeah.
But yeah, grunge, going into grunge, like who did you listen to in that little grunge era?
Um, that's quite difficult for me because I was always like being in Iowa, you're always so far behind. You're like 2 to 5 years behind culturally in any context. So like by the time grunge even got out here, I think Kurt Cobain was already dead.
Ooh.
So like you see smells like Teen Spirit on MTV, and then like oh I can't remember the name of the other song. But they always played those two songs off of Nevermind. They had those videos for. But then I kind of like I got into Nirvana. I'd say Nirvana was my first really exposure into grunge, and until I found Alice in Chains,
Hmm.
because it was around the same time. Because like I watched those unplugs of both
Hmm.
Nirvana and Alice in Chains. And I controversial opinion, maybe not. I think that Alice in Chains did better.
I
Like
agree.
like everyone always goes on about how great his rendition of Leadbelly's "Where Did You Sleep Last Night" was, but all I heard was the guy who blew out his voice 3/4 of the way through and was too fucking high to give up.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
still
agree.
love it. I still love it though. Don't I'm not gonna fucking lie to you and tell you that it's not good, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, dude. Go back and have a fucking Ricola, man. Shit.
Drink some tea. Fuck.
God damn.
Son of a
Take
bitch.
take care of your moneymaker, sir. Well, because I mean, during Nutshell, you fucking, Lane Staley's literally just standing at the mic and he's just like, like not even do. Like he's just got his mouth open and sounds coming out, like fucking not even doing shit. Then all of a sudden you got Kurt Cobain just like, ah! It's like, sir,
Calm down.
bear fucker, do you need assistance?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, my first exposure to grunge was my dad came over and we were building a deck with my grandfather. And he put on the radio and Man in the Box came on. I was like, oh,
Oh, I
shit.
love that song.
Fuck
Yes.
yeah. I didn't understand what it was all about, but I was like, I know I like it. And then years later, I would hear it again. I'm like, I remember that. And like started listening to more of that. But that was when I moved with my dad, when my dad got custody of us. And dude, I just listened to everything. It was like just this metal overload in my life. And I'm like, oh, fuck, how much more can I take? So
That was me. That was me when Napster came out. I was
this
just like,
what do I do? Yeah, and then like
I don't, have you ever heard of this? No, but I'm gonna fucking listen to it now.
that was around the time when like Godsmack and Disturbed had their first albums out, and
Yeah, those were good.
fuck, oh yeah, dude, Disturbed and Godsmack are like some of my favorite bands. Some,
Yeah, I mean, like their first albums stuck out to me the most. I kind of dropped off after that. I don't know. I just I like a lot of different stuff, but I don't know. Like I just like good music,
yeah,
and there's a lot of things that'll actually turn me off to something like a gimmick if it's poorly perpetrated.
yeah,
Um, like the Winds of Change, the song "The Winds of Change." Everybody loves
mhm,
that song, you know.
yeah,
But for me, the moment he hits that first note in the chorus for "Take Me," done. Because it's like he goes, "Take me." It's like done. I'm like, no, no, fuck you. What the fuck is that, sir? Like you whistle perfectly on cue, but fucking you go all nasal on a fucking hard note, like, sir. And of course I'm armchair quarterbacking, but still, like you go back and listen to that fucking song and tell me you don't hear what I just told you.
yeah. I probably will, and I will fucking message you after this and be like, yep, you're right.
You'd be like, you son of a bitch.
You destroyed the song for me.
But
No, but
yeah,
no. So you know Voodoo by Godsmack, right?
yeah,
Okay, that song traumatized me as a kid.
really,
Have you seen? Do you remember MTV used to have that show called Fear?
yes,
That was the song that was attached. That was the intro,
the intro, yeah,
and that
yeah,
show scared the absolute dog shit out of me. And then
interesting,
yeah, and then like 2 years ago, I went back and watched it. I was like, I realized why it scared the fuck out of me because it legitimately was like putting people in some of the most scary situations. And that song was attached. So like whenever I'd hear it, I'd be like, oh, nope, change. I fucking love Voodoo now though. It's a good song.
right? I was gonna say how Pavlovian.
Do I need to get Exorcist for you, sir?
I
Jesus.
I don't feel bad, dude. Tales from the Dark Side always freaked me out too, but it was because the shot would go and like into, so it'd be like normal, the white bark. I don't know what the trees are like, white bark birch or something like that. I don't fucking know what. I'm not a fucking.
You're not a
I'm not.
treologist.
Yeah, I'm not a treeographer. All right. But like it goes through and then it's all of a sudden it goes straight to negative, so all the white trees are now black, and it's like Tales from the Dark Side. Like, nope, fucking nope, I'm out. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. That's fucking crazy. So, we're going to move into some more like movie entertainment and stuff. What is a movie
Okay.
that traumatized you as a kid, if you have one?
The original The Fog in black, like the one way back in the day. Mostly
What was
just
that?
because of the amount of suspense. Like, I don't even remember anything about the movie. It was when I was very young. Like, funny story, like my parents had a very interesting, like, they exposed me to the world at a very young age of it all, like here, this is the place that you have to coexist in. And like, to get me to not be afraid of stuff like that, because I freaked out over Michael Jackson's video Thriller,
Nice.
because it freaked me the fuck out. And my mom's like, it's just people in makeup. It's just pretend. It's playtime. So like, from that point on, I started watching like Nightmare on Elm Street, fucking Hellraiser, fucking Friday the 13th. My parents didn't give a shit. As long as I was out of their hair long enough for them to go fucking tie one on, get fucking wasted, and have a good time. Fucking like, listen, kid, you go have fun. Like, what movie
You're
you
gonna be
gonna
okay.
get? Okay, I don't know about this. Don't tell your mother.
It could be bad for your health, but don't worry about it. No,
I
so
think
like
I think it turned out all right.
you did. You did. So, I think for me, the one that fucked me up the most was Blair Witch Project.
Dude, that would have been, dude, yes. Yes. You
I
tell
have
your story and I'll tell mine. Holy shit, I forgot about how much that one fucked me up.
well, if we were Snapchat friends, you would see all my pictures I post. I drive right by the Burkittsville sign quite frequently. I
Nice.
I live I live about 15-20 minutes from Burkittsville, and that movie fucked me up because I grew up in the backwoods of Maryland, man. Like, it's all dark at night. All you see is woods, right? I had to drive up a driveway to get to the house, and it's just nothing but fucking woods, right? And then so I watched this movie, and I had this instant fear. Like, I had moved away from the area when I was in a city setting, and it fucked me up. But every time I would go back to my grandparents' house, dude, I couldn't handle myself. I was like, man, fucking Blair Witch is gonna come in this house. She's gonna fuck my shit up. I gotta be good.
I ain't standing in no corners.
Bitch, I'm turning around.
So when the movie came out for me, I mean, we're not too far in age, actually.
No.
But on the Sci-Fi Channel, they did a mockumentary, actually, because it was fake.
Mm-hmm.
But they had some information about the area that was true. Some of the information about the vid is false for promotion of the film. I saw that before I ever saw the movie, and I saw the movie out in the fucking woods. Well, my like a friend of my dad's had like this cabin in the woods kind of shit, fucking. And I'm out there watching this fucking movie, and they're outside, like 200-300 yards off in the darkness, sitting by a fire, getting wasted. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, sir.
No. I thought about it too. I was like, if that's happening to adults, what the fuck is gonna happen to me as a kid, right? But yeah, I got this really bad irrational fear of the woods from that,
Oh,
like
no shit.
that I still have. It's insane. I joined the army. I went to go training in Germany, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you got to go do land nav and walk around the woods." I'm like, "All right, cool." I step foot in the woods, and I'm like, "No, man, I'm good." I was like, "I ain't fucking doing this." It's like I ain't fucking doing this. Nope, nope. I turn around, and there's a guy hiding. Literally was like, "Hey man, come here. I got the points for everything." So I passed. I cheated, but I passed because I didn't want to go to the woods. Fuck that.
Hey,
Nah,
man.
no.
Like, I mean, it works itself out. I
Yeah.
would, yeah, no, I mean, when I saw her go on Jay Leno, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was pissed. Then I was mad as hell because I was like still a little kid. Like, I'm just like,
Yeah.
this whole ass time, I'm gonna believe it. This whole ass time, these people is dead as fuck.
And they're
Beautiful,
alive.
just beautiful little red little or some kind of dress thing comes out. Like, Heather, what the fuck? You're
You're alive.
dead. You're no. She got you. Like, Jay, get the fuck out of there, bro. It's the Blair Witch, man. She's gonna get you.
It's a fucking trap, man.
And then the second one came out. I fucking loved the second one. Contrary to popular belief, I fucking loved that second one.
The Book of Shadows.
Yeah,
Yeah. The Book of
mostly
Shadows.
because of the orgy. That was pretty awesome. I mean, I'm literally, I'm in middle school. Like, what the fuck? Like, you have a movie with an orgy in it? Fucking sold.
I'm
What's it
sold.
about? I don't know.
And the dude from Burn Notice is in it too.
Yeah, that's right. You're correct.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time. I was like, that's weird. I've seen him before.
Like, why do I know that guy?
I fucking know him somewhere. But yeah, no, that movie really fucked me up. And then I didn't watch the movie, but like I was listening in because my dad was watching it. It was Hannibal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my dad took us camping somewhere and glamping, and they were in the fucking like this trailer, and I was laying outside, and I could hear
Then the
everything.
pigs.
Yeah, the pigs and fucking
Yeah.
hearing about eating people. I was like, oh fuck no, scarred me, scarred me.
Oh, we got some all over the place up here. I'll tell you one. I was thinking about it. I'll tell you one that actually still traumatizes me to this day that I will never watch ever again. Requiem for a Dream.
Why is that?
I hate needles.
Makes sense.
And
Makes
then
sense.
that motherfucker loses a whole ass half a arm, and I'm just like it legitimately, like, no, at the time I was using, like, I was experimenting with drugs and shit. So like they never tell you what they're using and whatnot. Like I legit stopped on a dime because of that fucking movie. I was like, I don't even like needles to begin with, but I don't want, like, no, fuck that. Fuck it. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Especially fuck that. Like, no, no, no.
Yeah. No. Damn. I think one movie that I told myself I would never watch again, but I ended up going back and watching it one time, is Lords of Salem from Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was because the end scene where Sherry Moon had that devil child, little
Right.
crawfish baby. That shit fucked me up.
I couldn't not laugh.
I had nightmares, dude. I legit
I'm
woke up
laughing.
with
You're having nightmares. I'm over here laughing hysterically.
I'm laying on my bed with my face in the pillow and the goddamn fist is in the pillow like this. It's like I swear I'm never watching it again. But also at that time too, I was a Christian and I'm not a Christian anymore, so it doesn't bother me.
I mean, I've always, I mean, spirituality is its own thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a to each their own kind of feller. Like, as
Yeah.
long as it doesn't involve you fucking around and hurting other people, then whatever.
I agree. I agree.
But
Uh
like, oh, go ahead.
no, no,
By
no,
all
you're good.
means.
Go ahead.
I didn't have shit to say. I was half-ass making it up as I went along.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking yeah. So like, okay, we'll hit spirituality up here in a little bit, but
Okay.
uh, what would you say? What would you say is your favorite comedy movie?
Ooh, you cheeky bastard. Okay.
It's hard. It's hard.
I mean, Harlem Nights, Coming to America. Like you're telling me to pick just one, and it's. I
Oh, a few
mean,
of them. A few of them.
because like literally, Harlem Nights and Coming to America are probably two of my favorite comedy movies. Um, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It's a black comedy.
It is. It is.
The people didn't get the dark comedy in the first one, so he like emphasized it in the second one, and it is funny as fuck.
Yeah.
There's just, so for comedy though, like there's so many. I'm sure you're gonna list off a bunch, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, and then there's this, and then, like, Don't Be a Menace
That
to
one.
South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
Shit,
I love a good parody movie. Love a good parody movie.
it's gotta be good though. It's gotta be good.
Like
like
Scary Movie 1 through 3 were good.
when the Wayans were like a part of it, yeah,
Yeah. And
it
then
was
after that
good.
fell off.
Yeah, yeah.
All the other ones were shitty. Like Superhero Movie was terrible. That fucking garbage. But then you had like Haunted House 1 and 2.
That
Oh,
was the
fucking
Wayans.
good.
Fucking
Yes.
hilarious. Fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yes, it was definitely worth what it was worth, and it was phenomenal. Like I used to watch Haunted House 1 and 2 at least once a month because it just fucking cracked. It cracked me up. That and like Scary Movie, they would be on rotation, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I think Scary Movie, the first one, had like got me because I'm a huge Ghostface fan, and
Oh, okay.
like
Fair enough.
it's centered around Ghostface, but like the reactions. So like when he's like running down the hallway or down the steps, he's like over dramatizing the running hand motions, and it's fucking hilarious. And then that shit got
The rap battle scene was what
me.
got me personally. Like, because it's just him and Marlon Wayans, and he's like, "Yo, that was sick." Everybody's just dead, just fucking. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get you
yeah,
like a fish, and they're all
yeah,
fucking
just
dying.
fucking.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Friday, all the Fridays, Friday one
Oh
through
yeah,
three.
yeah, definitely, without fail, yes. Let's see.
My dad actually was like Friday. He brought me into watching Friday, and so yeah, I watched all of
Oh
them. I don't
man,
know.
yeah. I mean, with comedy, I don't dip too much into comedy that often. I just realized because, like, I don't know.
I like
I'm the
Will
bitter.
Ferrell.
I'm. Oh, I hate Will. I hate Will. The only good thing Will Ferrell ever did was his Harry Carey impression on fucking Saturday Night Live. All right,
Yeah.
I'll give him props on that. And then the debate scene in Old School. Those are
Okay.
the only two things that Will Ferrell has ever done that I think would ever get a laugh out of me. I
Why do you
don't know
hate?
why. I
Why do you
don't
hate
know
Will Ferrell?
why. Like he I it's like I hate the way he looks. I don't like him. He just
Something
looks
about
like a
your face.
Yep, just looks like a pretentious asshole. Could be the nicest guy in the fucking world. I don't know. Probably is. But still, he's just like it's one of those things. It's like fuck you, dude. Like
You
I
look
don't
like a
know.
piece of shit, so therefore you are.
Like fucking shrink fucking 6 inches, fucking straighten your hair, fucking wipe that fucking look off your face, fucking stand up straight for the love of God. Comedies. Stripes.
That's a good one.
For sure. Dude, Harold Ramis is Orange County, that scene when he
Yeah.
takes the ecstasy and he's sitting there and he's like, Sean, We are the same height. That is me. Oh my god, dude! Dude, I'm sitting there. I'm not gonna lie. Might have been a little high, but
It
like
happened.
I was just. I mean, it's fucking Egon laced on ecstasy, fucking sitting next to this kid who happens to have your name, so I can be like, Sean, we are the same height. That is me, and it's just fucking. And then this whole like explanation of the fire between Jack Black and Ben Stiller, and he's all
Yeah.
like, "She said I hate my job and I'm gonna burn this mother down," and I was all like, "You better not, you better not." And then he's like, "She said it was electrical." He's like, yeah, totally electrical fire." Why aren't you wearing pants? To help me run faster through the fire.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Speaking of Jack Black, I really love Saving Silverman. Like,
Yes. That is
god damn.
very, dude. That's kind of an underrated gem.
Fucking, they're sitting there on the power lines, and he's like, you don't have to say. He's like,
You don't
all
have
right,
to make the
over and out.
noise when it's over. You just let it go, and it does it. Over, yeah, okay.
Oh my god, that movie's so fucking funny. I there's something Jack Black, dude. I don't know what it is, but everything he fucking does gets me going. Motherfucker's hilarious. Tenacious D, Pick of Destiny
Yeah,
is probably like one of my favorite movies.
yep, yep. And
Fuck
their studio albums. I mean, the
yeah,
stuff they've done on on audio is hilarious as well.
yeah. School of Rock had me going.
I'll
It's
bet I'll bet that Kyle Gass's parents were proud that they sent him to Juilliard, you know? Fucking motherfucker went to Juilliard, plays in a fucking it's basically a two-man band, fucking talking about fucking crazy shit.
it's fucking insane. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta stop because I'm gonna cry. Fuck, I've never cried on my show before. Thank you.
Oh. Well, I'm glad I could I guess I'm glad I could facilitate. I don't know. Usually crying, you know, it's not as good as, you know, it turns out to be.
Oh man. So action movies. Who would you say is one of it? Okay, I got to stop saying who or what or how many. Who are some of your favorite action movie stars?
Dolph Lundgren's one of them,
Dolph Lundgren.
mostly because of like the Punisher from the
Oh
'80s and Dark Star. That's a fucking sleeper, I'll tell you what. Or
yeah.
I don't know, it's Dark Angel, I think is what it's called. It's the one where the alien comes to Earth and it like steals people's brain juice because it's like a drug on their
Yeah.
planet. And
Mhm.
then this alien cop comes down with this gun. It's the same gun that the guy has in The Crow. That fucking candy. Well, I should say that Candy Man has in The Crow. Fucking god damn it! But it's so good because he's always like the dude, the alien. Before he injects them with heroin,
Mhm.
and then so like, hold on. What you're telling me is that inside of the brain of the human is a drug that is apparently stronger than heroin. It's like, why didn't you just take the heroin? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
Like
Take it all.
he overdoses them with heroin and then sucks this like fluid out of their brain, and then like what?
What happens now?
It's fucking like, you know, and then he takes it off and said, but like this alien space cop comes to Earth and they get into like a battle and he ends up dying and he gives the gun to Dolph Lundgren and it's like it's basically I don't even know the model of the weapon really, but it's just it looks spacey and you
Yeah.
can set it to different settings for like maximum power, which is ridiculous. Just blah.
Practically a rail gun.
Basically, that'd be cool. It'd be cool if it was
Yeah.
like that. But that's
Yeah.
a good one too. Um, action. Like obviously Arnold, like Commando and shit. Like that shit made me laugh. Predator. Predator's probably one of my favorite movies for action movies.
Yeah.
The Crow.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna say that's definitely an action movie for sure.
Speaking about The Crow, short segue. How do you feel about them remaking The Crow?
I mean, I'm indifferent as long as if they do okay. If they try to pull that City of Angels bullshit and it's garbage, then it just goes in the bin with the rest of them
Yeah.
that are separate from the original. But if they do a good enough job, then I'm indifferent. Like I'm willing to watch the story again to see who else, if they can do it well enough and actually do what they were planning, which was actually like, you know, a series
Yeah.
or a franchise, if you will. But yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know why people get so upset about like, oh, they can't desecrate Brandon Lee by remaking this thing. Like it's. I mean, I don't see it that way.
No, no, I don't either. I heard names like Jason Momoa, and then they finalized with Bill Skarsgård, and I'm actually really excited about that.
I think it would have definitely been a better one with Scar. Yeah, if we're gonna pick people, I'd say Skarsgård for sure because Eric Draven isn't supposed to be a big fellow. Like he's
No.
supposed to be lankyish.
Yeah, yeah, he really is. And I think that if they do it proper and do it right, I think it'd be pretty cool. And if they're going to do a series, it needs to be fucking what it is.
Right?
Like, let's stray that away from all the other crows and let's keep the Eric Draven crow and run with that.
Right.
Yeah. But how do you feel about Jason Statham?
As far as like in general, or
Action movies.
I mean, okay, so here's my problem,
Mhm.
essentially. It's like one of those things where you see somebody with great talent and they just waste it. Cause like fucking the Cranked movies
Yeah.
were fucking the only good thing about Cranked was Dwight fucking Yoakam, okay?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
the
I
only
didn't like I didn't like the Cranked movies too much.
Yeah, and I mean everything else is either he's attached to like the Hobbs and Shaw and then the fucking Expendables and actually the transporter was pretty good. I'll give that one props because it was pretty good.
Have you seen Wrath of Man?
I haven't, but I gotta say if I gotta pick a favorite Jason Statham movie, it's gonna be Snatch.
Snatch is a good one. I think Wrath of Man is my favorite. Um, for the simple fact of the storyline, and they don't reveal very much to you right off the bat. They let you guess until the very end, and it's got a pretty decent cast. It's got Clint Eastwood's son in it,
Yeah,
which
he's
he's
good. He's
fucking awesome.
great. He did
Post,
great in The Outpost.
yeah, 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 he
It's a
did.
great fucking movie.
That's another one that was really good. Um, Post Malone was in it for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, he gets killed, but um, like that matters. But yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of fucking people in this really good movie too. It blew me away. Like at the end, the final bit of the storyline. Um, but another person that doesn't get brought up in the realm of action movie stars, and I feel like he fits that, is Denzel Washington.
I can see your argument there. I can
The
see your
Equalizer.
argument there. The Equalizer and Safe House.
Yeah, Man on
Those
Fire.
two, Man on Fire. Yep, those three movies make your argument for you. Yes. Otherwise, everything like well, actually, no, that's not true. Virtuosity is a great, uh, fucking action movie with both him and a young Russell Crowe.
Ooh,
A lot of people talk shit about that movie, and I don't give a single fuck. It's a great fucking movie.
yeah. Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. That was another good one.
That was a
I don't
good
know.
one. Yeah,
I don't know if it's an action movie. I mean, technically, could be considered an action movie.
could be.
John
It's
Travolta was
debatable.
a son of a bitch in that movie, though.
Yeah, that's pretty clever though. I mean, you gotta kind of like him in Swordfish.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh man. So fuck. I got back problems, man. So I can't sit in one position for very long.
Hey, me too, but probably for entirely different reasons.
I have I have a flat spine, completely flat spine from the base all the way up, and the army didn't help me out at all. So, yeah, here I am, I'm just fucking always in pain. It's great. It's great. But okay. So wrestling, hot topic, because we had a hot topic earlier. Oh man, I said that Ric Flair was not my top 10, and and Chancy looked at me and he was like, "What? What?" Gave
I
me
was
the
like
side
over here looking like Robert De Niro. Like, you talking to me?
so,
You talking to me? Like, look at these squinty eyes. I got the squinty eyes already. I just gotta.
just voiceover.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
voiceover.
Stuff some cotton in my mouth. Will be the Godfather. Like, how dare you tell me this awful thing on this day of my daughter's wedding?
So
Fuck.
when did you start watching wrestling?
Oh, then the Monday Night Wars. Well, even before then, actually, a little bit. Uh, my cousin was much more into wrestling than I was, and he was older than I am, and well, is older than I am, I should say. But yeah, he got me into all types of different wrestling promotions, and then like the Monday Night Wars came, and I it sucked. It was kind of funny because it's kind of reversed itself now. Like back then, like all I watched was the week to week stuff, and I never could afford to get to the pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like I'll watch the weeklies for AEW every now and then. Usually like there's air the day before or the day after. I mean, and then like the pay-per-views of WWE are the only thing that I'll watch.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
I gave up on that company a long time ago.
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. My first memory in life was, and I mean this so wholeheartedly, was Andre and Hogan at WrestleMania.
I can do an Andre the Giant impression.
Oh, can you? Go ahead, do
I
it.
can.
Anybody want a peanut? No, I don't know no more baby oil. I will not fight the Macho Man. No more baby oil. Just body. My name
So,
is Andre.
so somebody did that in a movie. I can't. I think Paul Rudd did that impersonation in a movie. He's like, anybody want a peanut? And that shit just cracked me the fuck up. Can't
I
remember.
think it's Dan Soder. Dan Soder does the most amazing Macho Man and
Yeah,
Andre the Giant impressions ever.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so who were some of your favorites growing up that you just absolutely subscribed to when you were a kid?
Oh, when I was growing up, it was like the Crow Sting for sure, Raven, Raven
Yeah,
and the Flock for sure, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, the Four Horsemen. Like I was definitely more of a WCW guy because like I started watching basically from the start of Nitro,
hmm
and then you had the whole invasion of the outsiders, and I had like my cousin had to explain to me who those guys were, kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, this wait, it's like wait, is this supposed to happen? This is like I
is this
bought,
real
like
life?
yeah, like I marked out because I didn't know no better, and it was just it like I would have to say, like I said, well, when I say the NWO, I mean like,
The original NWO.
well, sorta. You got like uh, Kevin Nash, Scott, obviously Scott Hall,
Yeah,
obviously Scott Hall,
yeah,
Buff Bagwell.
yeah.
He needs to have his flowers on that because I mean, honestly, he I mean, he'll tell you he shot himself in the foot on his own career and whatnot. But I mean, Sean, or Buff Bagwell had the moon in his hands. Like he had the ability on the mic, the physique, the endurance to go in the ring. And then, I mean, literally, when they paired him with Big Papa Pump, are you kidding me? Like, that was the greatest thing of all time.
You couldn't ask for anybody better to be your tag team partner.
Ever.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the Crow Sting and like a lot of the NWO. When I was a young kid, I was a fan of Hulk Hogan, and then it got stale, and I was like, eh. But then Hollywood Hogan, I was like, fuck yeah, the bad guy, which is
Yeah.
weird. Which is weird because Starrcade '97 is my favorite pay per view of all time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got reintroduced back into wrestling at that point, and so like to see Hollywood Hogan and Sting going at it for the WCW title was like mind blowing. And then as an adult now, you look back at it and you're like, yeah, Hogan was a real piece of shit in that match. Just a real jerk off in that match.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So what are some of your favorite matches from that time era?
Oh, obviously, like a number one is when Taker threw Mankind off the top of the cell. Like,
yeah.
If you stop, and honestly, and one thing that stands out, and it's not even a match either. Actually, it was a match, but for me, for this Tuesday in Dallas or Tuesday in Texas, this Tuesday in Texas is what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
There was the match between Macho Man and Jake the Snake Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
But the match itself, I really didn't care about. The thing that caught my attention was the promos that Jake the Snake cut before and after the match. And anytime somebody would ever ask me like why I liked watching professional wrestling, like especially when the network came out, I would always pull up, like make them watch that one whole thing and be like, listen, this whole thing, they didn't have the writers that they have now. It was like when he came out and delivered that eloquent promo at the end after that whole 15 some odd minute match, lit up out of his mind on cocaine.
Yeah. It's absolutely blown away.
It is. They're fucking like, dude. Fuck, man. Like, I can't even describe. It's like Hard Times with Dusty Rhodes or anything that ever came out of Ric Flair's mouth.
Yeah, I will agree. That's why, like, I love Jake the Snake because his in-ring psychology and his mic skills were fucking on point. And
or
that's
Kurt
why.
Hennig.
Oh yeah, Mr.
I loved Mr.
Amazing.
Perfect, dude. He was the best at like basically doing everything. Like, if you go back and watch some of his old shit, like whenever he would take those out of the ring bumps, he always sold it and made it look like it was the worst thing ever. But when you watch it again, you can tell that he like never touched anything. Like he just went over the rope and touched the floor, and and slowed himself with his hand holding on the top rope. Like, wait, hold on a second. He's all writhing around like he just hit his butt on the dang thing. What?
Yeah. He was so good. He made Bret Hart look phenomenal. I'm not a Bret Hart guy, but he made Bret Hart look phenomenal in the ring. Every matchup they had.
I got to represent family, so I mean, I'm related to the Harts.
Are you?
Like, yeah. There's a whole string. Like, it's like 15th cousin twice removed kind of shit. Like, nothing to write home about. Like, just, but yeah, we run all the way up through Iowa into Minnesota, up into Canada. Like, we kind of spread like the herpes.
I don't hate on Bret or any of that. I just personally think Owen was better than Bret.
He was. I was actually going to say that. Yes, he was. Because he had the technical ability that Bret had, but Owen was better on the mic for sure.
Yeah. I was a huge fan of Owen, and rest his soul. I feel like if he was still around or if that didn't happen, that he would be world champion, multiple time world champion.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, I think he was starting to get that, like get
Well,
a small
actually,
push.
I don't know. I would have to say I don't know. I disagree with that because everybody keeps talking about how uh, after this whole thing came out, he was actually only wrestling long enough to earn the money required, so that way he could retire early, go back to teaching, and live comfortably for the rest of his life.
Oh, really?
I would say you can quote me on it, but I know I've heard it discussed. Like his end goal wasn't to be what Brett's end goal was to be.
Yeah.
He was just in it because they paid a whole lot of fucking money and it gave him the ability to make his family live comfortable. But then,
yeah, everything happened.
Everything happened.
Yeah, the only problem that I have with Brett is he is a salty motherfucker. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't let anything go. So like the whole Goldberg thing where Goldberg ended his career, I can understand.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I completely understand that. I would.
Yeah,
I mean, that's unforgivable.
Yeah, I mean, that is, but I think the thing that like bothers me about that is like Goldberg's like, look, dude, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I was still new in my career, and Brett doesn't take the apology. Maybe it's just a personal thing. I don't know, but
No,
regardless,
you're right though. I mean, if the man apologized, yes, but at the same time, you can apologize all you want,
oh yeah,
but
he doesn't
I
have to
mean,
accept the apology.
I'm sorry doesn't put that millions of dollars that I would have made for the rest of my contract back in my pocket.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And then I don't like Goldberg.
Yeah, I actually liked the Goldberg, the street gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, and then one of my favorites is when he was in that match with William Regal. And he just showed everybody like this guy is just trash.
Yeah, Regal stretched his shit out, and that was like awesome, super awesome.
You're like, hey, they told me to give him 7 minutes, so I did.
Yeah, I gave him 7 minutes of his ass getting kicked. Nah, like Regal was one of the people that I feel like has been criminally underrated his whole career.
Yeah, I mean, for at least most of it anyway, because him, like so many people, shot himself in the foot getting caught up in stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a shame, but at the same, it is what it is. But you know, Kurt Angle was a hair's breadth away from doing the same thing, but nobody ever like he ended up quitting on his own kind of stuff. Like nobody caught on his nonsense.
Yeah,
Taking like 60 some odd hydros a day and whatnot. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm actually really proud and really happy that shit didn't happen to Jericho, because that man's a fucking national treasure.
For sure. Yeah. Jericho's awesome. I've loved Chris Jericho ever since like when I first saw him in WCW, like the Lion Salt and everything like that. I was like, ooh, that's fucking nice. I was like, that's fucking tight.
The man of 1,004 holds.
Yeah.
He's just going down the list.
Yeah.
Armbar. Fujiwara armbar.
Yeah.
So obnoxious.
Headlock. And 20 minutes, they're 20 entries later. Headlock. But also, speaking of, I mean, Dean Malenko. I loved Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
I think the best match that they could have done would have been like Regal versus Malenko.
Yeah.
That would have been it would have been boring as fuck probably to most people, but like I think it would have been really good.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the series between Malenko and Eddie Guerrero, as well as like Malenko and Jericho. They put on some fucking stellar matches.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
for sure.
Everybody leaves Chavo out of the equation, but Chavo was just as good.
He was, yeah. But I mean, we're also not mentioning Benoit.
Yeah,
Like,
Benoit's in my top five, like actual wrestlers of all time.
yeah,
It's just shitty because of what he did to his family.
absolutely, absolutely terrible. But like, I mean, it's just okay. Like everybody always makes the argument that he shouldn't be able to be credited for this, that, and the other. But then I have to remind them of the story of Ty Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
And I was oh okay, I'm good. I'm glad that you know who Ty Cobb is, because like most people don't know who Ty Cobb is. And I go, well, he's the person that basically changed baseball into what we know it as and how we play it today. And he was probably the worst person at the time on the face of the planet. Like,
Yeah.
just in general, like, not never mind the fact that he would sharpen his spikes on his cleats so he could slide into the base and kick somebody in a calf.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what he did.
Oh, it really was too. I mean, misogynist, racist, just absolutely insane, just certifiable.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like not to include like like Benoit in those conversations, I think is absolutely stupid.
I agree.
I mean,
Because I mean,
don't credit the man for his personal accomplishments, but credit him for what he did in the ring and like his
right.
technical prowess. The man was absolutely crazy.
And he could, and I mean, one of the most important things for any wrestler, if in my opinion anyway, the merit, like the way that I determine whether or not I think a wrestler is any good is how well they can make their opponent look.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where like that's where, because like that's why Ric Flair's is probably one of my favorites of all time, because even in an hour-long match, you could be 57 minutes into it and he's still making the other person look good while still getting his shit in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My dad always brings up him versus Terry Funk, where you had Terry
Oh
Funk
yeah,
in
fuck
the
yeah,
figure
dude.
four.
Yeah. Though yes, the funk or the Rhodes or um Steamboat, Ricky Steamboat. Like
Yeah.
all those matchups were just epic.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you said the Four Horsemen. Or were you an Enforcers tag team fan, like Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson?
Um Honestly, they were good. I mean, I can't take away from that. Um they had to kind of do something though with it. I mean, once everything kind of broke off, they had the enforcers, because that's what they were. They were the enforcers in the, like, basically everybody but Ric Flair was an enforcer in the
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Or Bobby the Brain Heenan. Gotta love Bobby the Brain Heenan.
There's
Best manager you could ever. Honestly, I Paul Heyman. I don't know, man. Everyone always says Paul Heyman's, he's the greatest that there is, but Bobby the Brain, man. Bobby the Brain. I think that Paulie, Mr. Heyman, if you will,
mm-hmm.
I think he wishes he could be as good as Bobby the Brain Heenan. And I
Yeah.
think he would probably admit that himself.
Yeah. I don't consider Paul Heyman to be a manager.
Really?
But yeah, because you know he holds all of the qualities of being a manager, but uh, he's more of a representative, if you will.
Ah.
I guess I don't know. I don't know. I tried to rationalize in my head. Somebody brought it out, and I was kind of like, "Yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense." I don't know. It's late. It's
I
late.
mean, they're saying he's a representative, but really, though,
He's a manager.
yeah, they like that's what the WWE does. They're not wrestlers; they're sports entertainers.
Yes.
It's not a valet or a manager. It's a representative.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we go, You watching Royal Rumble?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Who do you think is winning the men's Rumble?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea.
That's
Everyone, I got no idea.
it's a huge like this year is one of those years that it's hard to tell who they're going to put in that slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the woman?
Everyone's talking Rhea Ripley and everything like that, but I honestly I got no dogs in the fight for either side because like it's hard for like I like watching the pay per views because I like watching wrestling because for me it's basically poetry in motion, and I also like it for the same reason people watch NASCAR, and that's for the car wrecks. So like I love watching AEWs because they're always just riding the line of brilliance and catastrophe.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about the Rumble, man. This year is like one of the years where I'm actually invested in it, not because of the product, but like I don't fucking know who's gonna win.
Yeah, and I
And
think
this
it's
is
really going to set the pace for what they're going to do for this year anyway, as far as like what's on the roster coming on down the lane.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there's so many like dirt sheets that are coming out saying The Rock is coming back or that, but that Rock has always been coming back for the past how many years?
Yeah,
Um,
right. If he was ever going to come back, it's not going to be at like the Royal Rumble, or if it is, if I mean, I guess it would. Isn't Roman having a singles match at the Rumble?
yeah, he's fighting KO.
Yeah, okay. So then, yeah, it would make sense for him to come back to be like, da, 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 da. But
I
I don't
think,
know. I don't know if that'd be the best way to work the storyline.
well, the dirt sheets are saying two different things. They're saying, well, first off, is that The Rock's not in ring condition, which could be somebody blowing smoke up everybody's ass to keep a secret. But the second thing is that Roman is going to be defending both titles separately every night of WrestleMania. So he'll defend the WWE title one night and then defend the Universal title the other night. So that would mean he'd have to have two competitors.
Hmm.
The Rock being one of them, and whoever wins the Rumble. Now, if The Rock wins the Rumble, that solidifies him. And then there's also talk that Sami Zayn could be in one of those matches.
That would be logical,
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah. But then there's other talks of Cody Rhodes being a
Yep.
contender. So I don't know,
Yep.
man. This year is so unpredictable.
Yeah, it's like I said, as far as week to week goes, like my roommate, he watches the week to week stuff for WWE, and he'll kind of keep me posted as far as like, oh, this is what they're doing with this, and this is what they're doing with that. Like one case for here's an argument for why I dislike the WWE. This Dominic Mysterio thing
Yeah,
goes to jail for like 2 hours, and now he's like, oh, you have no idea what it's like on the like. Okay, dude, no, this is not okay. Like
yeah,
this is almost as that you look just as dumb as you looked when you was a little kid, and they were putting you in that whole Eddie Guerrero's your real dad gimmick, and
yeah,
you couldn't like you like you're in on the game, and you don't even know what you're in on the game. Like, come on, man.
yeah. I think that it was a big blunder bringing him on the main roster right off the bat. They should have put his ass in NXT because he is not good in the ring at all.
Agreed.
And that's sad to say because his dad is fucking amazing. His dad was. I don't think so much anymore. I
Yeah, but
think,
I mean, time and tide catches up to us all.
yeah, I think Ray should have hung the boots up a while ago. Because now he's
That,
the dude's injury prone. He'll come
yeah,
in for a month or so and then he's out with an injury and then comes back and he gets re-injured and it's like, all right, man, at some point you're gonna have to look at yourself in the mirror and say enough's enough.
I would have loved to have seen Ray in his prime go up against Dante Martin from AEW
Yes, I like Dante.
for
Dante.
sure.
Have Action Andrade is another one that's like
He's good.
all right. Yeah, Action Andretti. I said Andrade. Andretti. Yeah, that dude. I don't know what it like. I don't like the flippy dip stuff very much anymore. But like he does it in a way that's not overused.
Right.
Like I don't like the moves that I don't like overused, like the destroyer and the super kick and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude,
It takes away from a product.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. Like the Young Bucks just killed the super kick, and then like I'm not a big fan of Kenny Omega either, if I'm going to be honest, because like it okay, take yourself. I kind of fall into the Jim Cornette clan kind of thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you wanted to be a gimmick guy, then go back to Japan where they will love your gimmick. Every time he whips out that broom, I want somebody to beat him halfway to the back with it. Like it's like, come on, this is stupid. It's a broom. I mean, it's not Al Snow because if you brought a mannequin head out, you'd be dumb. But hey, Al Snow pulled it off.
Yeah, but you're no Al Snow.
No, he is no Al Snow.
Somebody asked me this question too because they said the same thing that you just said, and I really thought about it, and they were like, "What great matches has Kenny Omega really had?"
I mean, most of it would have been overseas.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, I can only think of two, and really the first one is a series of three matches is with Okada,
Yeah,
and then and those were phenomenal, and then his match with Jericho in New Japan, and then outside of that, it's like okay, well, up until he fought against Osprey, and that was very recent. That was also in Japan, so like he hasn't had anything that's
yeah,
really good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just don't think that I don't think his style blends for the area. Like, I think he spent too much time overseas and it kind of stuck into his gimmick. And then when he got the opportunity to have weight to pull here, he was like, hey, this works. This works fucking every time over there. Let's do these things. And then nobody bought it here because that's not, it's like people talking about going over there. And then when something happens, everybody's quiet. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Like he had a chance to prove himself against Danielson, and he didn't do shit. Like Danielson carried that whole fucking match, which is sad because Danielson was working on an injury.
Right?
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a huge Danielson fan. I will.
Yeah,
I'll
he
give
did
him
all
credit.
right. I mean, you know,
You're like, yeah.
I can't. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, I'm impressed that he came back from his injury, but I just never really got behind the yes movement and the whole. Like, I'm a heel guy.
Yeah,
Always been a heel guy. You know.
yeah, yeah. Who's your favorite heel currently?
Oh, MJF. MJF hands down. Anybody who's got the balls to flip off a little kid at a fucking autograph convention, that right there sold me. I was like, that's the guy. That's the guy for sure. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna be so in character that you're at an autograph signing and a 12-year-old comes up to you and you're just like, fuck off. Like,
yeah, yeah.
holy
And
shit.
I didn't realize like he never broke kayfabe until you watch
Yep.
some of certain things backstage. Like I watched Danhausen's podcast or his vlog, and he interacts with MJF, and you see like that's how MJF really is. Like he never breaks kayfabe, which is very very fucking rare to find nowadays.
Yeah, you got to find really old interviews of him when he first started getting into the gimmick where you can kind of see him in and out of the gimmick, like the real him going in, like,
Yeah,
should we do it this way or not? And then it'll be like solid gimmick. Of course we're gonna do it this way. It's my idea. It's the greatest fucking idea ever. Like
yeah,
I did. for real though, I mean, I just wish that it's like if you could take MJF's mouth and put it in fucking Dante Martin's body, like that'd be some epic shit. Or uh, fuck, if you could put MJF's mouth on Dean Malenko, that would have been unstoppable.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'm a huge fan of what they're doing with MJF. You know, ever since he debuted in AEW, I'd only really seen him on the Indies like once or twice times because he came to a show in Alaska, and um, just like the improvement that he's made from entering into or signing that contract and starting with AEW all the way up to where he is now. It's just like night and day progress. Yeah, so
Yeah, for sure. I always like using his catchphrase. I mean that's such a good catchphrase, and he stole it from fucking CM Punk, which pisses me off. It's like Punk, you dirty son of a bitch, you clever bastard. I'll give you that much. But yeah, no, that was his gimmick. That was his catchphrase in OVWs. I'm better than you, and you know it.
yeah, yeah, and that's long term storytelling at its finest. And I think it's
Actually,
fucking great.
I think all he said was "I'm better than you." I don't think he had the "and you know it" part. I think MJF put that on there. I don't know though.
Makes sense. All right, my man. It's super late for me. It's 10:50. I'm tired as hell. I had a long day. I'm on my third recording, so of the
Nice.
day. Yeah, man. Yeah, I had a fill in, and then I had somebody earlier, and then you now. So, where can we find you, my man?
You can find me on podcasts like Bracket Bastards, Maniacal Music Musings. That's the one that I co-host with Jeremy. We're both co-hosts. That one, you should definitely like pick a CD and come on someday. Like, I know you've been on with our bracket, but I don't know if you've been on a solo show or not.
I haven't.
And you definitely need that. You gotta get a CD and come on sometime. It'll be a good time. Um, on Instagram and TikTok, I am under the Red Eye Roundtable, which is going to be the podcast I'm working on starting up. TikTok is Red Eye Table, and then Bracket Bastards is able to be found under Bracket Bastards, but the S is a $. And then Maniacal Music Musings is literally everywhere, especially YouTube. And we both are also on the Antisocial Network because I saw the thing down there and I forgot. Because usually I only see the A and I'm like, Anarchy. The Anarchy, that is not the name of the fucking network, you fucking idiots. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. Oh shit, yeah, we're on the Antisocial Network, and with that, I want to thank you, Chancy, for being here and hanging out with me and talking some things pop culture.
It's
And
been my pleasure.
yeah, it's fucking awesome. I had a good time.
You know, the funny part about it is we literally don't know each other. We've only been on a few shows with each other, and I was kind of telling some people about that, and they're like, "How are you gonna what are you gonna talk about? Like, what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I don't know. We'll figure it the fuck out."
Shoot from the hip. Shoot from the hip.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. But everybody, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us on Late Night with Sean. And from the Antisocial Network, because we got two of us here. Have a good night, y'all. Be good.